This trip to Huntington, West Virginia changed everything. I'm in. I'm about to become a diplomat. This unbelievable long shot dream was going to come true. And I was finishing up my last courses, completing all my final courses for my PhD. There were still other steps, but hey, I didn't care anymore. I was going to become a diplomat. I could put the PhD behind me. Whether I ever got there didn't really matter at that time. And I was getting set to show up on Monday. And then I went out on Sunday evening with a few of my graduate school friends, other graduate assistants, and a couple of young faculty members, including one named Professor Jimmy Stevens. Jimmy Stevens was an interesting instructor. He had been in the U.S. Army. He had been in an airborne unit, pretty rough and rugged guy. It's the 1960s. Most everyone had been in the military service back then. And we were out at the Varsity Grill. Some of the female graduate students were with us. And remember, this was a time in America when there was sort of a division between where colleges, the hubbubs of anti-war activity, and other younger non-college students considered college students draft dodgers and resistors. So we're there, we're having a few beers. My last night on campus, I'm going to a new life. And a couple of sort of high school age, maybe high school grad students come in and come up and start talking to the young women at our table and putting their hands on them. And all of a sudden, Jimmy Stevens and a couple of us stand up. We're not going to let anybody come in and do something like that. And suddenly, there appear about 10 other bigger guys to back up these other guys who are hassling the young women with us. And all of a sudden, the bouncers and everybody are pushing us all out in the street. And here we are standing outside the Varsity Grill in Route 1. These two groups stand off, and I think to myself, well, what's going to happen here? And it looks like we're about to have some kind of a hassle and a street fight to go here on Sunday night, the night before I'm going to go and get sworn in. So I have these, imagine, I can see the headlines, would-be Foreign Service officer, turned away as a result of being arrested in street fight in College Park, something like this. So Jimmy Stevens, he had probably had a pretty fair amount to drink, and he was sort of the front guy on our side and talking to this big, huge guy on their side. And he's telling him about all his military service and how he was in airborne and where he served and what he did. And these other guys are thinking, oh my gosh, maybe we've made the wrong thing, that these aren't a group of draft dodger, anti-war activists. And I'm going, oh, wow, this is great. We're going to be out of it. This other guy turns to tell all of his followers, all right, we're going to stand down. And this doesn't make sense. And all of a sudden, as he turns his head, Jimmy Stevens hauls off and punches him right across the face, knocks him down. All of a sudden, it's on. People look like it's going to be a melee in the middle of the streets. It's all going to be on. And then the police sirens go off, and police cars drive up. Everybody starts scrambling, moving away. I'm out there as well, getting in my car, heading home, and averting what could have been a disastrous event the night before I was going to be sworn in as a diplomat.